Glad to be in Georgia. New season with the tournament being starting today. We just played Missouri about, it seems like just the other day, and it's going to be a quick turnaround, but I think we're very familiar with them. We're minus one of our guys, but that seems to have been the case all this season right now. Jamal Jones has been sick, and we're hoping to get him this fly him in tonight sometime. So that's kind of where we're at, but we're excited to be playing in the tournament, and our guys have prepared themselves well the last couple of days.
All right, Alex, your thoughts, please, on the A&M team coming into the tournament.
Our thoughts as a team is just win each game. You got to take it one game at a time. If we don't beat Missouri, there's no way we can play Florida. So we have to focus on beating Missouri first. And we played them really well a couple weeks ago, like Coach said. So we're confident that we can beat them and play with them. We just have to go out and do it and just take it one game at a time.
Courtney?
Just the same thing Coach and Alex said. We just played them a couple weeks ago, and we know what we have to do to win. And everybody focused, and we had a couple of good practices before we came, and everybody focused, and we're ready to play tomorrow.
All right, let's take any questions just for the two student athletes, and we'll finish with them and let them head back. Jerry?
What do you guys remember about that game with Missouri? What stands out?
Alex?
Remember most about Missouri is us letting up the 10-point, 11-point lead we had in the second half at some point. We've done that a couple times this year, and I think we finally realized that, or what it takes to finish off a game. And I think that's probably the most stinging thing for me and most of my teammates is that we should have won that game.
Is that same for Courtney?
Oh, I think it was the ball screen defense, the post guys. We was getting there late, and Coach showed us on film that we had to be attached and then stay with the man until he give his dribble up. So all the post players that got better at that, and we really keep moving forward.
Other questions either for Alex or Courtney?
Alex, you mentioned about you guys realize now what it takes to finish off games. What does it take?
It's just a conscious effort for 40 minutes. You can't have any lapse in mental or physical ability. You have to go out and be ready to play. As long as the clock's ticking, you gotta be focused and ready. And I think we've had a couple mishaps and let-ups in a couple road games this year. So I think that until the clock hits zero, we'll be focused.
Other questions for Alex or Courtney either? All right, fellas, you're excused. You can return to the locker room, and we'll continue on with questions for Coach Kennedy. Raise your hand if you have a question for Coach Kennedy. Back to Jerry.
That's my man. It's good to see you.
Where is everybody?
Yeah.
Billy, what is Jamal's illness, and how much to 100% can he be?
You know, they labeled it a bacterial virus, and he was admitted yesterday, and I think just recently got out of the hospital and is feeling much better. And we'll know more probably tomorrow. But this time of the year, as a coach, we're going to play. If he can walk and chew gum, we're going to play him because we need him. And, you know, our numbers are down a little bit, and so we need him to be ready to play.
Other questions for Coach? Back on the right side. Go ahead.
Billy, I know before you played Kentucky earlier this season, you talked a lot about Julius Randle and how good a player you thought he was. The fact he ended up being named SEC Freshman of the Year, any surprise to you?
No, I was looking at some of the other leagues, and he could have been Freshman of the Year, I think, in any of the leagues, in my opinion. He's a dominating player, and just what Alex talked about, playing for 40 minutes and understanding a sense of urgency. Julius Randle understands sense of urgency, you know, and he's wired that way, and that's what makes him a special player.
Another question?
Just to follow up to that, it's pretty impressive, especially what he's done, considering how teams as the season have gone on have just kind of packed it in tighter and tighter on him.
Yeah, you know, he played that way in high school. I had a chance to see him quite a bit. That's how people have played him his whole career. So, you know, he's ready for that. But to do it at this level, you know, coaches always talk about motor and high energy guys and how special of a talent that is, and he's separated himself in this league of having that probably as well as anybody.
Other questions?
You mentioned about he's wired that way. How difficult a chore is it for a coach to instill that in somebody who's not wired that way?
Wow. Every coach that you will ask that question to is frustrated today because we've got a number of guys on our team that are wired the other way. So it's a special gift, playing hard, and I think that's a special talent in itself, and it is hard to get guys to do that on their own. But when you have a guy like that, he can pull people with him, and it's not all on the coach to pull them with him. And I think that's, what's special about him. And as they mature, he'll be able to pull them further along, I think.